Welcome back to Fox and Friends. Well, it was one of the first sanctuary cities in the United States. And starting next month, San Francisco will start releasing illegal immigrants arrested for committing crimes, even if the feds want them held. So is this a good idea? Joining us now to debate, former senior special agent for the INS, Mike Cutler, and immigration attorney Francisco Hernandez, also joining us. Francisco, let me start with you this morning. San Francisco, don't they have a responsibility to hold these illegal immigrants when the federal government asks them to?
Well, if the federal government actually asks them to, they do have an obligation to hold them for 72 hours. That is the law. The question is whether they're going to be reporting people that are committing speeding tickets or small violations rather than the felonies or criminal people that should be deported under the criminal alien program. So there's a difference in what San Francisco's approach is doing. It's quite frankly is the approach that's been done throughout the country.
So, Mike, is it an issue of semantics here? San Francisco says, look, we don't want to hold these guys for small crimes, misdemeanors and so forth. On what we want to worry about and focus on are the larger crimes. And if that person or individual is illegal and commits a larger crime, INS and ICE will know about it.
Well, you know, what's remarkable is probably half of the FBI's 10 most wanted get arrested for doing motor vehicle violations. If you have somebody in custody who's an illegal alien, it's important that immigration does get notified. You know, we're minimizing the reason we have immigration laws in the first place. If you go to Title 8 of the United States Code, Section 212, I hate getting into technical law points, but it lists the categories of reasons why an alien would be excludable. These are the folks that run the border because they know they couldn't get through the inspections process. It includes terrorists, drug dealers, pedophiles, human rights violators, war criminals. So if you have somebody who ran the border, somebody whose presence is illegal, and you have them in custody, it's in everyone's best interest, including the people within the immigrant communities who very often fall victim to criminal aliens, to have ICE pick them up and let ICE make a determination as to whether or not these folks are a priority to remove. But certainly ICE has that responsibility, right. And they're telling us to be vigilant, especially after bin Laden. This is a great way to be vigilant.
Francisco?
Well, we didn't pick up bin Laden in San Francisco. The point is that just on a matter of resources, we can't pick up everybody that we stop for a speeding ticket. We have to focus our resources on the things that are more serious and more people that have actual criminal warrants for serious offenses. ICE or even the local enforcement authorities don't have that much time, that much resources to hold somebody for 72 hours in a jail and pay for that for small violations.
No, my understanding is these are people that are arrested, though. Not the cop that's making the stop for the speeding ticket, but the cop that brings the guy in for committing a violation of law where they fingerprint the guy. And that's the situation when ICE needs to be notified, and they can decide whether or not to take them into custody.
And it has happened in several cities throughout the country where they're basically reporting every single person that had any kind of inspection sticker violation, and I told the city, hey, listen, man, we don't have time. We don't have enough agents to go pick up everybody you're feeding us.
But let ICE make that call. What they're doing is not even giving ICE the opportunity. Wait 1 sec. They're not giving ICE the opportunity to tell them whether or not they have a desire to take this person into custody.
Francisco, is Mike picking up on an important point here? Are ICE's hands tied?
Yes.
In what way?
Well, the inability to then respond to these federal mandates to go after these guys. If on one hand this regulation is saying this and San Francisco is saying this, what is ICE to do at the end of the day? They're coming home at the end of the day saying, what's my job?
Well, the thing is, you're right. ICE is in a tough position because they don't have the resources to do it on their own. Quite frankly, they don't need the cooperation of local authorities. Quite frankly, federal law supersedes state law in every way, so they could come in and get the database and do it themselves, but they can't. Yeah. We don't have the resources, so let's focus on the important ones.
We got to leave it there. Mike Cutler, Francisco Hernandez,
thank you for having us.
Debate, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank
really
you.
Interesting. Coming up here on the show, now that bin Laden is dead, should we pull our troops out of Afghanistan?